Before we can send documents to our customers, we first need to make sure that our email is set up in Business Central. And the easiest way to do this is by using the assisted setup. So let me search for the assisted setup. And then as one of the assisted setup tasks, you can see that there is setup email. Now in my case, this is already completed, but let me run it again. So by clicking on setup email, I can then start the wizard again. So I will click on next. The first thing I need to do is select my email provider, which in this case is Office 365. Then by clicking on next, I can enter my credentials, so my user ID and password. Once more clicking on next. If you want, you can send a test email, and then I can simply finish the assisted setup task. And there we go. My setup email task is now completed. So and this means that we can now start sending documents to customers. So one of the things that is very important, as you could discover in one of the previous units, is the document sending profile. So let me use Tray Research as an example. So I will open the customer card. There we go. And by clicking on Show More in the General Fast tab, you can find the document sending profile field. So there it is. So in this case, the document sending profile is blank, which means that Business Central will use the default one, which in my demo company is direct to file. But in this case, I would like to email to my customer. So I will select document sending profile email. Now, what is very important is that if you send emails to customers, they will be sent to the email address that you enter here in the address and contact fast tab. So let me scroll down a little bit. There we go. So to this email address. All right, let me show you this by creating a new document. So I will click on New Document and let's create a sales order. So a sales order for customer 20,000 Tray Research. And I will create a very simple sales order. So let's sell a few units of item 1900S, so the Paris guest chair. So let's take 2 units. There we go. So this sales order can now be posted and sent to the customer. So that's something that I can do by clicking on Posting and then select Post and Send. So here you can see now the document sending profile that is triggered. So documents will be sent by email. If you want, you can still change this by clicking here on the Assist Edit, but I will stick to email. Next, I will click on Yes. Then you can select Ship and Invoice to complete the sales order at once. So I will click on OK. And now the system will post the shipment and the invoice. And now by clicking on OK, I can send the sales invoice to this customer. It's of course also possible to resend a posted document. And let me show you this by going to a posted sales invoice. So I will click on Sales. Next, I will go to the posted sales invoices. And let me, for example, resend the sales invoice I posted in the previous demonstration. So that's the first one. So I will open the document. So there we go. So this is the posted sales invoice. And then notice that here in the action bar, there is the print send action that I can click. And I can now choose send. Then the document sending profile of the customer is triggered again. And you can see that the system suggests to email a PDF document. And by simply clicking on OK, I can send the document again to the customer. So here I can see the customer's email address again with the basic information, with the PayPal link. And now by clicking on OK, I can resend the posted sales invoice to this customer.